More improvements on my electrical system today. I'm having Cameron.
I'm Cameron. I own my own little company called Off the Grid Camper and help people get lost and stay charged.
He's looking at my batteries. He is a lithium-ion battery specialist. The batteries are out of Yuma, which is where we're headed tomorrow. So we're gonna check it out and see if this is a good solution for me.
So we're gonna get a hold of Starlight Solar tomorrow and make sure that they have the 500 amp hour lithium kit that she'd like to put in here. And if they got that in stock, then we're gonna go ahead and expedite order all the Victron components we need to run that system from the East Coast. And then hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday, we'd be ready to put everything in, and then everybody can go their own nomadic way.
I am headed to Yuma right now. I'm going to meet my battery installer, and we're gonna meet up at Starlight Solar, and I'm gonna see where the batteries come from.
Larry and Debbie Crutcher, and we've had Starlight Solar here in Yuma for 17 years. I guess 17 years that we've been doing this here.
Tell us a little bit about your experience with lithium.
We had looked at it many years ago, actually, and nobody was putting together packages at that time. You would buy batteries from company A, get EMS board from somebody building one, and put things together. Then Elite Power Solutions, right about the same time that Technomatia was buying theirs, they were going through some changes, and they came up with their turnkey system that had the EMS sense board on every single cell, which is very important for the lithium batteries, and a centralized computer that talked to everything. So as an integrated system, that got our interest, and we started selling them a little over 4 years ago, I think. Once we started offering that, we found the interest level was extremely high in the RV market. Elite promotes us as one of their US distributors. We keep all their items in stock. Basically every day we ship systems all over the country, and a lot of boat people are using these now.
One of the things that people have asked me about when I said I want lithium ion is that they're dangerous, they're going to explode.
Well, they hear the word lithium and they instantly associate that with some other type of lithium that they heard. And it'd be the same thing as if I said to you, I'm going to toss you some nitroglycerin. Your brain says, ooh, nitroglycerin is going to explode, right? Yeah, but there's also nitroglycerin tablets for people with heart problems. So it's all how the word is used. A lithium-iron phosphate battery is the chemistry we're using, which is one of the safest lithium chemistries that's available, because it takes a tremendous amount of energy to drive this battery to the point where it can even off gas or go into like a thermal runaway. And in situations, I've seen these batteries tested, it's not public, but I've seen these tested where they have driven spikes completely through battery packs. They've shot them with shotguns, beat them with sledgehammers. Nothing happened. And so the lithium iron is a very safe technology. And you couple that with the safety systems that are built into the EMS, and it's just bulletproof. I mean, I think it's safer than a lead acid battery, which is sending off hydrogen gas every single day that you're charging it. I've been in an RV park where somebody blew their door off because they didn't have a vented lead acid battery compartment. I think lithiums are safer than that, especially with all the protective systems. So it is a erroneous thing just to take the word lithium and battery and put it together and say, oh my gosh, it's terrible because of what you've read. What kind of lithium battery makes all the difference in the world? These are very safe.
Excellent. And the other thing that I have heard is that they're temperature sensitive as far as charging.
There's a limit, what can take place if a lithium battery is below freezing and you apply a lot of current to it. Is the lithium ions can't interlace into the mesh structure, so they layer on top and create a lithium metal. It's a type of plating that takes place, and microscopically this starts happening if it's below freezing. That can block the capacity of the lithium battery. You can do it very rapidly. So this system if a cell actually reaches 32 degrees, it's going to turn off your overvoltage solenoid, which is the solenoid that protects against all charge sources. So it's going to take care of it for you, number one. You can still use the battery down to about 5 below zero. So if you had a situation where your battery did happen to get below freezing, by turning on some loads and things, you can excite the battery. It's going to warm up internally and bring it back up above freezing. But you do not charge below freezing, or you charge at a very low rate. I recommend no more than 5% of the battery capacity. And by applying that low current, you're not likely to cause any kind of plating on the batteries.
Excellent. Anything else anybody needs to know before they consider coming and upgrading to lithium?
Yeah, you do have to have compatible equipment. So you need, if you've got an old style Hart or Trace inverter, those guys, they can charge the lithium battery just fine. You can use the inverter portion just fine. But what's going to happen when the voltage reaches the full setting, what's called constant voltage, CV, or absorption voltage, it's going to hold that voltage for about 2 hours. That's a little too long for lithium. Because it's lower, believe it or not, 14.4 volts is actually a lower voltage. These guys can handle 16 volts all day. But 14.4 is lower, and because it is lower and 2 hours, it may or may not be a problem long term. It's just not what I recommend. If you have the opportunity to upgrade your inverter charger, get one that's fully programmable, like the Magnum Energy or the Victrons or some of the others that are out there.
A 500 amp hour lithium kit in her van.
Cool.
And since we're finally in the southern states, I want to pick it up in person.
Came down for the good weather, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, all right, so here we go. There's 500 amp hours. We've got the package all pieced together for you. 5 EMS boards.
Perfect.
3, 4, 5. Computer pre-programmed. Our control panel. So we developed this so that with our schematic here, if you follow this diagram, then you have a latching system so that when it's on, it latches on. If there's a fault, it unlatches. Total system protection that way. Okay, so everything, solenoids, all the miscellaneous little connectors and parts that you could likely need.
Perfect.
Terminal connectors. How about the copper bars? Have you seen how we do our copper bar?
I have seen the copper bars. I've been doing mainly just heavy gauge wires, but this is a pretty bigger system.
Yeah. If you line these batteries all up and use these G connectors, you can fold them up. You can just put a single copper bar across all the positives, bolt, one big cable, going into the copper bar and over to your distribution point from the solenoids, and then the same for the negative. It's so simple, clean.
Can't put them all quite in a row.
So if you had 4, you could have copper on 4, and then you could simply
I got some
do a single. What do you take that? Just maybe 2 gauge wire, come over and tie into the copper bar so that everything's parallel there. Then just jumper out to your solenoid and your shunt.
Like for your bucking complete system.
Well, and everything's external, so you can repair it. If you're a million miles from home, it's just take the board off, put another board on, you fix it yourself.
Or just replace a solenoid or whatever. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get you written up and you can get on your way.
I hope you really enjoyed this very informative session with Larry with Starlight Solar. This is Joni with TheGalavan. Enjoy your journey.